to the Creator Corner here. Today we have with us a very familiar face on the Haps platform, an incredible artist. We have Lindsay Badger or at Badges in the house. Thanks so much for joining me today. How are you, Lindsay?
Hi, Peter. How's it going? Thanks for having me.
Yes, our pleasure, our pleasure. And let us know where you are viewing from in the audience. Drop us a comment, and we'd be happy to include some questions from you all. And yeah, the more the merrier here. So please do share. I see Pablo here in the comments. Excellent, no surprise. So, Lindsay, where are you
Yes.
joining from this fine Monday morning?
I am in my lovely home in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, in the
Right.
Midwest.
Excellent. And I do want to show off your amazing homemade swag, which,
Oh, yeah,
frankly,
yeah.
I think looks even better than the
Here,
stuff
hold
I
on.
designed, but
Let
oh
me
my gosh,
let me
yes.
move the mic.
Let's go full
There we go.
screen.
Boom.
Love that Haps Pride.
Whoop, whoop.
Excellent. Yes,
Yes,
nice
and it
color
just
scheme.
happened it just happened to be my very first broadcast ever on the platform.
That is
Well, I
amazing.
guess my birthday was officially, but my non-birthday stream was officially me making this shirt live on Haps and sharing that process with the community, which was a lot of fun.
That's fantastic. Well, yeah, I love that. Hey, Des, in the
Hi,
comments
Des.
here. We have a top commenter in our midst. Excellent
Yes.
to have you with us here. And yes, do let us know when you join here with a comment. We'd love to hear from you and incorporate some questions and all that. Um, Lindsay, I'm wondering, are you planning to? Oh, great. The crowd is
Hi,
filing in. We have
Foamy.
Foamy. We have Harlem Lady G. Awesome. Can't wait to do my first stream. Yes. Well, that would be amazing. We look forward to that.
Can't wait to see it.
Definitely, definitely. And so we invite you to help us interview at
There's my
Badges
brother from
here.
another mother, Joseph Burke, in the
Joseph
house.
Burke. Hey, good to see you. Hello from Orlando. Awesome. Awesome. So thanks for tuning in, guys. Lindsay, tell me a little bit about your background artistically. Let's start there.
Okay, sure. I've always just been kind of a creative person in general, always been drawn to the arts. I played band and did choir and throughout middle school and high school. Took those art classes and was always into to crafting at home and everything as well. But I really didn't start taking art seriously until probably the upper grades of high school and really decided that I wanted to pursue that into college and then went to college fine arts school. I didn't really land well with me at first, and then I decided to pursue more of a digital version of art into the graphic design realm. Graduated and got my degree, and then I was hired 2 weeks after graduation with a home builder in their marketing department and
Oh,
really dove in head deep or head first
yes.
rather, into the
Perhaps
world
that
of
deep as
marketing.
well. Yeah.
Yeah, and learned a lot, had a blast, creating and just being a part of the corporate world for the first time. And then, I didn't really pursue the necessarily the fine arts, like your drawing, your painting, etc.,
Oh,
until after I was at home with my kids. I got married and I had kids and I had the opportunity to stay home and raise them. And that's been the biggest blessing of my entire life. And it's given me the rare opportunity to be a little bit more freelance with my graphic design,
right.
explore the more intricacies of the art realms of drawing and painting and kind of doing a little bit more self-teach. I did take
Right.
those lessons I did learn from fine art school, but I actually started applying them well after. So it was kind of a roundabout way of becoming an artist. Um yeah, so that's kind of where
That's
I've been, and I've really dove into the art community virtually here on Haps and even on other platforms as well, and really kind of learned a lot just kind of along the way.
That's fantastic. Yeah, thanks for that overview. It makes total sense that you have training in this, given your talent. I'd love to, have some live sketching or drawing or
Sure,
what
absolutely.
have you. Yeah,
I
let's
did get a
chop it
little
up.
bit. I know it's day 4 of October, and it's Inktober season. We love our art challenges around here. So I already have a little sketch ready to go, but today's prompt of the word of the day is not. So I have a little sketch here and I'll just be working away while you hammer me with questions.
That's
Let's
awesome.
go.
Yes, I wanna put your work front and center here, so I will
Absolutely.
move to the voice in the background, for the time being here, but tell me about these daily prompts, by the way, for folks who may not be familiar. What, sort of challenge, and system are you following here creatively right now?
Sure. I use Instagram a lot for inspiration. They have a lot of really cool visual. Obviously, they are mostly a visual
For
platform.
sure.
But they have a lot of artists that come together and create these monthly challenges where they
Oh,
have a word of the day every single day for that month. And usually it's surrounding a theme. This month's theme is Inktober, which mainly solely focuses on the medium of ink and paper. You can
mm,
do like a
right,
pencil
right.
under sketch, but essentially the concept behind it is just to limit your palette and to focus more on your skill set of
Uh-huh.
showing shape, color, texture, etc., with just a pen and paper. And that's just the soul behind it, but it's not like the internet police is going to come and take your art away if you go outside the box a little bit.
I hope
So
not.
we've done other
Very cool.
challenges as well. Like back in June, I was doing a lot of cartoons for the challenge called June Tune, which was very similar
Uh-huh.
in nature. But the theme
Right.
was to draw your favorite cartoon that matched the prompt of the day. And you could do that with whatever medium you wanted to. Some challenges are just a theme, some challenges limit you to what medium you use. It's really just dependent on what month and who created it. And you can create your own. Joe and myself co-created a challenge called Artuary that we do in
Artuary,
January.
nice.
Yeah, Artuary. We do it in January, the first month of the year. This will be our third year coming up. And it was inspired by us both deciding to do Inktober together back in 2019 whenever we first did it. It was such a good time that we were like, you know what, we could do it on our own and then open it up to all creatives because I'm sure you've
That's
heard of
awesome.
the creative multiverse, right?
Yes.
And so that's kind of the home base of Artuary, and
Mhm.
the whole point behind the creative multiverse is that it brings together all types of creatives, musicians, artists, videographers, photographers, anything that inspires a creative itch.
Right,
We want you in the multiverse being a part of our group. And so we didn't
right.
want to limit that challenge to anybody either. So if you have a song that is inspired by a prompt of the day, go for it and be a part of that artuary.
So cool. Yes, Foamy is saying nothing like actual ink to paper application. Yeah, back to
Absolutely.
some of the fundamentals. Carrie Long in the house as well. Thanks so much for joining us today, Carrie. It's so great to see you here. So we are with, if you're just joining us, Lindsay Badger at Badges here, and
Hello.
this is part of the Inktober special apparently. So this is really fun to see. And you mentioned, your training and a lot of your professional work is in graphic design. How does that
Yes.
compare, to ink and paper?
Um, it, it all has the same principles of design and art. The
Mhm.
concepts are all there. But to layer on top of that, you do have to have your computer program knowledge, like Photoshop, Illustrator,
Right.
the whole, Adobe Creative Suite, etc.
Hmm.
And you also have to understand the concept of how the printing world works, how you set up those documents to be able to fit their specs and um being able to work with different mediums like applying it to a t-shirt you
Hmm.
have to set up the colors a different way
Right.
where a billboard is a completely different way
Right.
and I've done both and everything else in between. It's a lot of fun to drive down a highway and see your artwork. It's like the best feeling in the world.
Yeah,
And
I bet
same with
that's
like
super cool.
t-shirts too, right? I know you know that because
Yes.
you just did the haps stuff, right?
Yes,
And
but I
so
like yours better. Again, yeah, love that Haps logo there on the t-shirt you made, and yeah. the color
But then
scheme too.
but then you also have the digital side. You have to be able to format those same files to be able to work digitally on websites or blogs or even creating those little ad spaces that Google delivers to you. You've got to be able to set those things up and know how to format those properly. And
Mhm.
so, I mean, I had like a lot of like lists and charts next to my computer all the time because there was so many different things. You would have the same artwork, but you would have to modify it like a dozen different ways to apply to all the different places it was going to. So, that was interesting. And then, working with a team is very important and a skill set all on its own to be able to kind of have that hive mind collective thought process on all the projects that you're working on because it's not just about you. And going through the process of getting artwork approved through all of the corporate bigwigs, which have a completely non-artistic viewpoint that you may not have been thinking of.
Right.
They usually pick the choice that you hate the most. Um, so yeah, that was just a lot of learning. A lot of growing up happened in that first couple of years as a creative and as a professional in general.
Makes
It was
sense.
fun.
Tell me about, how you got into streaming, how you got plugged into your community of amazing artistic creators here. And just want to say hello, Jim,
Oh my
CS,
gosh, what's up?
Nasim, Chris.
Hi guys,
People are
thanks for hanging out with us. I'm
James.
so glad you're here.
Awesome to see y'all.
Um,
Brian Ramirez as well. Thanks for tuning in, guys.
how I got into live streaming. Well, it all started on a platform called blab.im. Everybody,
Hmm.
there's a good chunk of people here that are actually OGs and or survived the age of blab. And I actually came over to watch a fitness streamer of all things, and
Awesome. Why not?
I lurked for a very long time. I got to know the community there and all the different types of live streamers that have been doing it for ages and ages and got to kind of know the personality. And I had like extreme anxiety whenever I first cammed up the very first day, but I was thankful that I had a very kind live streaming room that was very gracious and helped me along and helped me learn the ropes a little bit. And it became an addiction. Like you can
In a good
easily,
way, I'm
in a
sure, right?
good way. It was a good way. Yeah,
Great.
I loved the community there on that platform, and we really grew to be kind of like this giant family. And I don't think we realized how deep that connection went until after that website went away. And we are still like, what, 6, 7 years ago is when it went offline, and we are still connected today. Uh,
So good. Love that
and
virtual community.
it's just like picking up where we left off as soon as we reconnect, and it's been wonderful. And the thing that's really nice about Haps is that it definitely harkens back to those same feelings of
Mhm.
community that we had there on that platform. Because oh Lord, between Joseph and myself, because Joe's been like my buddy. We're like, you can't separate us. We're brother and sister through and through. And so we share all the different platforms with each other. And so we've been through at least a dozen, if not more, little live streaming pop-ups here and there, trying different things, finding our fit. Nothing
Right.
really worked out for very long,
Mhm.
except for Haps. This is
Oh,
this
well,
is where it's at, and I hope it stays around for a really long time because we love it here.
we're certainly planning on it. We're excited you all are here. And yes, we love that you've made your home and community on our platform. And just want to say hi again to folks streaming. And I see Tim Comrade in the
Yes.
house.
What's up,
Nice to see
Timmy?
you, Tim. And yeah, we really appreciate everyone taking a minute to drop in and say hi. If you all have questions for Lindsay, by the way, please
Sure.
let us know. We would be happy to take those.
I am
And
willing to answer pretty much anything.
there you go. You heard it. So, yes, feel free to make this a crowdsourced interview. That's one of my favorite parts of doing these live is getting people's questions answered here. So, yes, and just a side note, it does look like Facebook is experiencing a widespread outage. I think multi-streaming may be impacted there from Haps and other platforms that stream into it. So just a note, James. I think that's correct.
Nazim just asked if his wife dropped by to do my makeup. No. Actually, I just threw this on really fast before I came upstairs to stream. Thank you so much for the compliment though, because his wife does like all of the models' makeup. So that's kind of like a huge compliment. Thank you so much, Nazim. Yeah, there's definitely some streaming shenanigans happening in the interwebs today. There's a disturbance in the
Totally.
force.
Yeah, yeah, I remember when Slack was down too. I don't know if folks out there use that, but the internet came to a grinding halt for many workers, at least
Oh my
for
goodness.
communicating. But yes, HAPS is up and running. Yes, we are. We have not been impacted by that, and
Yay.
yes, we are still going strong here.
Excellent.
Good to see you, Hannah. Thanks for joining. Awesome. Yes, and this is for Inktober, Tim. Exactly.
Yes, this is day 4 and it's not
Hmm?
not of the day.
Awesome. So would love to hear, about some of the highlights of being on the platform so far here on HAPS. Really curious to learn about, some of the memorable experiences here. You said it was your second stream that you made that amazing t-shirt you're wearing now with the logo.
Yes.
Wow. That's awesome.
Well, it took me a long time just to hit the live button on my channel because I really wanted to focus on getting to know the people that were here first.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was kind of like this running joke for a long time that uh the I I was the co-host with the most because I would always come in and be a guest on everyone else's streams, but I would never go live on my stream. And I was like, well, I'm having so much fun here in your room. Why would I go to my room? You know?
Yeah.
And it's not
Right.
necessarily that I didn't have the content to create. I was just trying to establish that community connection, and I really feel like that helped a lot
Yeah,
in
that's so smart.
establishing just the foothold, the presence, the footprint in the HAPS community. Which golly, you guys are all amazing with all your love and support for sure.
Yeah, totally.
And then the lovely Michelle Alexander, which is a she's a working lady now. She doesn't stream
Yeah,
nearly as much as she used to, just because her job is wild and crazy and keeps her busy. But she
certainly sounds
actually
like it.
encouraged me to start doing art streaming again because I was kind of in a creative lull. I don't know if
Mhm.
I know a lot of artists do this, but you get kind of in a rut where you hit a wall of creativity and you just kind of have to take a break. Um, and so I was done with my break in my brain, but my motivation to go just hadn't sparked yet, and Michelle was definitely that catalyst to get me to start doing it again. Foamy has a question, I believe.
Yes, I
Being
love
a
that. Thanks for
mom,
bumping that.
being a
Yeah.
mom, wife, and friend of the foam and online personality, how do you carve out time for your personal creativity? Man, that's a fantastic question. Thank you,
Amazing
Foamy.
question.
Um, strategically is the answer I will give you because as any parent knows, kids do keep you on your toes and constantly going. When my
Yeah,
I
I'm sure.
when I put my kids on their chargers at night, I dock them. When we tuck them in for the night is when my streaming time typically is. And
Got it.
so usually I shoot for like I'm in the central time zone. So I
Uh-huh.
usually shoot for like my play time, my personal time starts around 9:30 p.m. and then it
Got it.
goes into the night. So this is the reason why I'm such a late night streamer is because that's mommy time. It's
Right.
uninterrupted for the most part, with the exception of
Mhm.
maybe my husband playing video games on the other side of the room. He may get a little excited every once in a while. But does my hubby ever wonder about my streaming, asking for a friend? Well, usually he's in the same room with me as I'm streaming most of the time.
Nice.
He
That's cool.
he has gotten to know a lot of the people that I stream with consistently. Joe, especially, he plays games with Joe online every once in a while. He's
Fun.
Joe and him actually worked on a project to build me a custom computer once, which was a lot of fun. So
Awesome.
I mean, they talk occasionally in between, all of the streaming and stuff, but uh Josh isn't really into social media or live streaming. That's just not his thing. My husband's name
Uh-huh.
is Josh, by the way, if you guys are wondering who the hell is Josh. But he thinks it's wonderful because it's an outlet for me to have a social life. It really is. I'm a stay-at-home mom. I don't do a lot of socializing other than just taking my kids to all of their activities, which in itself is an event. But to
Right.
have me time, to have friends, to have that don't bother me with all of your stuff time, it gives him a break too. So it's healthy for both of us to have live streaming around for me.
That's great. Oh, makes total sense.
Yeah.
Any other questions from the peanut gallery? I mean, audience here. No, we love you guys. Let us know if you have anything else that you'd like to ask. Nasim says my wife thinks the same, but did not appreciate when I filmed her snoring. Oh, yikes!
Oh, well, Nazim has
Sounds
a
like a different issue.
he has a tendency to stream literally from the moment his eyes open and he comes in, and we jokingly and lovingly call him the topless Italian because he he literally streams from his bed. He doesn't even get out of bed most mornings before, and his wife is still sleeping next to him, so it's kind of funny.
I love
How
Nasim's
long
travel
has the
streams.
glasses lady? That's hilarious. That's funny. That's an inside joke. We had a Twitch commenter call me the glasses lady.
Wow. Well,
How
you
long have I
should,
been drawing?
trademark that. Own it.
Yes,
I love those glasses.
work it, work it.
Exactly.
I've been drawing for 25 years or so officially.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Joseph says I'm receding hairline guy.
Yes, he is receding hairline guy. You never know what kind of shenanigans you're gonna get late at night. It's a lot of fun.
True, indeed. Oh, good question from Desiree here. What is
Yes.
your favorite medium?
What is my favorite medium?
Your go-to medium.
I want to say pencil and colored pencils are my go-to, my comfort zone medium. I try to push myself out of my comfort zone as much as possible just so that I can continue to grow as an artist.
Right.
But yeah, if you guys recall, I can actually show some other art other than you guys just watching me hash this out.
Yeah, that'd be great. Show your stuff. Definitely. Would love to see more of your work.
I mean, it's fun and all, but let me
Colored
see.
pencils rock, says Des. Yes, totally.
Yes, they do,
Karen.
and she rocks at doing it as well.
Totally. Karen,
So
I'm in your camp there. I can only draw stick people.
here we go.
Yes.
This was
Oh
done in
my.
colored
Wow.
pencil.
That's
The lovely
awesome.
red-eyed tree
Tree frog.
frog, and I
Yes.
actually drew
On it.
this live on Haps. So if you guys scroll back in the channel there on my channel, you can find how I drew this in the process it took. Also, I love having a bookshelf right here with all my stuff. It's quite convenient. All right, so we can flip through June Toon a little bit.
Oh wow. Dragon Ball Z. Yes.
Dragon Ball
Love it.
Z. So we've got June Toon pieces. This is all alcohol
Mhm.
marker. These are that was the month that I decided that I was going to learn how to properly use alcohol marker.
It's amazing.
Sorry,
I
my
love
camera's
all the
zoomed in a
different
little extra.
styles here that you've been able to incorporate and emulate. Oh, so fun. Disney, South Park,
There's a lot of
loving
them
it.
here, so I am going to flip through a little quick, guys.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we could spend all day looking
Goofy.
at these things, but just to give you guys a
Shaggy.
taste of the stuff that I've done here recently, and
Yes.
I've drawn I think this entire book that I'm looking at right now, I've drawn live here on app and on Haps in the last. I think today's my 260th day, if I still have my streak remembered
Wow.
correctly.
Congrats. That's amazing. Love this. Inspector
What are some
Gadget.
challenges to learn how to use alcohol markers? Um, well, this month I actually did learn how to use alcohol markers. That because I wasn't familiar with how to blend them properly, but really it's just experimenting, just giving yourself an excuse to try. Don't drink them. Yeah, don't drink the alcohol markers. That's just not right.
Right. They don't come in Stella flavored either, Brian. I'm sorry. JK. JK. Love you, Brian. Don't drink them indeed, yeah.
Waiting for the foamy page. Dude, I need to draw a foamy. That would be so cool.
Space
I
Jam.
think Gwen's my favorite of the June Tune month.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, yep, yep. But what I was actually getting to was, and I'll keep flipping so you guys can see the rest of them.
These are amazing, by the way. Wow. Can you guys name some of these in the comments there? Some of these
I'm
iconic
going pretty
characters?
quick. I know I am. Let me know. We could set up a oh, that would be so fun, Foamy. I would love to collab on you. Oh my goodness, what's up, Ancient Ren? Long time no
Ren,
see, dude.
thanks for the
Glad
super
you're
clap.
here.
Wonderful to see you here. Yes. Toy Story. Ooh,
Do you guys know who this one is?
we're asking the audience. That Rooster's Boss. Yes, indeed.
It's
We'll
not
wait here
James
all day.
Bond.
We'll wait here all day.
It's not Tom Selleck. It's not Dick
No,
Tracy.
no.
Anybody a fan of Archer?
Jeff Goldblum. Jimmy Fallon. These answers are hilarious.
Jeff Goldblum.
Pablo.
Yes, it's Ancient Ren.
Pablo's
Exactly. He's like clearly
equally
Archer, you
dapper and
guys.
handsome, though. Yes, that's
Ancient
true.
Ren got it. Heck
Hey,
yeah.
Arnold. Yeah. Oh, man.
If you guys remember on Hap
Oh, that's
Stars, I drew this live with lovely
love that.
Carrie and Miss Veda. That
So
was a lot
fun.
of fun too. So I made her a customized Care Bear called the Carrie Bear. And she's holding up
Love
all of her
it.
little Hap stars, and this is Veda with the little heart on her little cheeky there, because she always wears like those gems on her eyes and stuff. So that was a lot of fun. And then this is actually what I was looking for
Amazing.
originally. This is colored pencil.
Wow. Oh,
This
very
is
cool.
colored pencil, the little gummy bears.
Gummy
So
bears
yeah,
are
we
sweet
do a lot of
too,
fun
Carrie.
different
Yes.
things.
Love seeing your work. Oh my gosh, this is so fun.
Yes. So if you guys want to see my art or follow the art as it's getting updated, I post every single piece on my Instagram. It's connected here on my profile, but it's also at Badger Makes is the handle. And you can follow along with my Inktober journey as I'm posting those every single day. And you can also go look back
Nice.
and see we just finished up Sci-Fi Timber, which is a really, really fun month. And it was actually a challenge that was created by two of our very own HAPS friends, Jeremy Stoltz and Tim Conrad, collaborated on making that list. And
So cool.
so, where's
Love
my
that collaboration. Yeah, Guy reminds us that Instagram is still down. So yes, do do follow there and
Yes.
elsewhere once you
So,
can.
Sci-Fi Timber, essentially same thing, concept. It's a month-long thing. Tim and Jeremy came up with a list of words, and then you drew one for the month. I can do this all day. If you guys have questions, ask them.
Nice. Yeah, please do.
So I've got Odo. This is from Ready Player One. Alexis, or yeah.
Oh wow, Independence Day. I'm guessing.
Exactly. Yeah, you guys holler these out if you see them, and I'll just flip through.
Let's let the audience do some here.
They're all
I don't know this
sci-fi.
one.
They're all
Know this
sci-fi
one?
themed. So this
Man, I
is the
better do my
Umbrella
homework.
Corporation from Resident Evil series, the game and the movies.
I should know that. I should know that. I'm disappointed in myself. Oh, very cool. Love that. Silhouette.
Yes. So I'll just go through these guys. This is a lot more fun than watching me draw little hashes anyways. You get to see all the fun art stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes, Fallout. This one, a lot of people get tricked up on.
Men in Black.
Look at you. I'm proud
Oh
of
my
you.
God.
That's nailed it. Yes, it's the noisy cricket. The one that Tommy
There
Lee
it is.
gives Will Smith at the beginning. It's
Yes.
fun. I
Love
don't
that.
have
Max
any
Punch.
Dune. No, I did consider doing some Dune, but I do not have any Dune for this collection. A little bit of Stranger Things with the upside down, so you can flip it upside
Wow.
down and you can
Lindsay,
see
do
Will.
you sell any of this work, by the way? Do you do this for hobby only? Tell us a little bit about.
I do it mostly for growth, but if there's anybody that's interested in buying any of my pieces, you can reach out to me and I can give you a price depending on whatever piece it is that you're interested in.
There you go.
Just slide up in those DMs. I actually sold my very first piece this last week, which was really cool and exciting. Okay, this guy's my favorite. If anybody wants to know anything about Lindsay Badger, is that she is obsessed with this little guy. Grogu is my best friend.
So cute. Oh my gosh. Hannah is asking, how can I start drawing?
How can
You
you
take
start
a guess,
drawing?
baby Yoda.
I know this is kind of like a cliche answer, but you just start picking up a pencil and go.
You just
But
start.
the thing is that if you're wanting to learn like techniques and concepts of art, YouTube is a fantastic place to start because they kind of go over the how to break down the features of the face so that you can start working on laying out a portrait, or how to do perspective so that you can work on landscapes and you can also do still lifes and stuff. So that's kind of where I would
Right.
start if you're wanting to just kind of get some basic techniques out of your, just under your belt real quick. But
Sure.
otherwise, it's just going to be practice, 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 practice. Find your reference photos to kind of help give you a concept of what you're looking at. I mean, like this knot thing that I'm working on right now, I have a reference picture sitting over here on the side that is kind of helping me give a layout. A lot of the times, like these, like for example, ET here, I used probably 3 different reference pictures to kind of
Uh-huh.
piece it together. So it's not like I'm not tracing. There is no tracing. I mean, tracing is a great learning tool, but it's not it helps you get a concept, but it really, even doing some of these familiar things, the
Love that.
copywritten IPs, the fan art, is really just
Yeah.
learning how to capture that personality in that character. And then once you really kind of perfect that, then you can start creating your own characters. Kind of like how CS Murphy does his. I don't know if you
Right.
guys don't know who CS Murphy is, you better figure that out because he's amazing.
Yes, of
And I
course.
know
Do
he's over here in the
subscribe to each
chat
other
somewhere.
here.
I see him, but he creates some of the most crazy creatures that are so cool to watch come to life.
Yeah, totally.
Um, both in his sketchbook and virtually. There's not a
Mhm.
thing that guy can't do that
Yeah,
isn't
so
amazing.
true. So
So
talented.
I choose these. I know, right? Yes, who's
Talking
that guy?
about you, CS.
Um, yeah, I mean some art can be scary. Like this fly guy back here. I don't know if you guys remember the movie The Fly. Did you guys see that back here? Here he is.
I have not seen The Fly. I've heard of it, but yeah,
Jeff
that's kind of
Goldblum looking
terrifying.
like a creepy, nasty housefly. It's just a really
Oh
disturbing
man, Jeff
movie.
Goldblum's. I gotta go check that out.
Yes. Yes,
Need to brush up on some sci-fi.
it's quite disturbing. Anyways, nightmare fuel, if you will. So, yes,
Yeah,
put that
gotta
one
put
on
that
your
on the
list.
list. Indeed.
Tis the month to get your wits scared about you. Um,
True.
but yeah, so there's a
Yeah.
lot of fun things. Sci-fi is kind of like one of my genres of love. Sci-fi and
Uh-huh.
fantasy are kind of like my go-to genres of preference. So whenever this month came out, I jumped on it and I was super excited to be a part of it.
Star
So
Trek.
yeah.
Oh, the Death Star. Nice. Excellent. Wow,
And
those were so
and
fun.
if
Oh my
anybody that was following, they were like, "Where's the Watcher?" I sold it.
god.
So
Oh,
it's
cool.
on its
For
way
you.
to its new home. So the
That's
digital is
awesome.
on my Instagram if you guys want to see the Watcher. That was the last one of the month.
Nice. Do you have
So
a portfolio site or is it all on your Insta?
it really, honestly, the best place is my Instagram for
Mhm.
the portfolio. It goes quite a ways back. There's a lot to see there,
Awesome.
and I try to put them into collections up in the little featured spot so you guys can see what the month of of the theme of the month is
Uh-huh.
and all that sort of thing. But yeah, that's really where you can find the majority of my stuff. I have a Badger Makes Facebook page as well, where all the same stuff gets pushed to. But like an actual website, no, I don't have one. I probably should, right?
No worries. Yeah.
Aw,
Tessa
thanks, Des.
ninjabomb.com.
Heck yes. Heck yes. So yeah,
Good to see you,
that's
Raven. Thanks for dropping in, guys. And do let us know if you have questions for at Badges here.
yeah, we've got about 5 more minutes or so left before we have to release Peter back out to the wild.
Yes. To wander the wilds of
The
Hapsin.
worldwide netwebs is calling him, so we have to let him be free.
Exactly.
But
exactly.
I'm just gonna continue the hashing out of the threading here of the rope
Mhm.
while you guys talk amongst yourselves. I love
Yes.
how oh, right, Ella you guys remember the fundraiser that Veda and Bo hosted for
Yeah,
the
that was
Hurricane Ida
amazing.
relief?
Yeah,
During our
phenomenal.
segment, the art community came together and drew some live art, and we gave it to one of the highest donors of our segment, and
Awesome.
Ella, my bunny Valentine, was that recipient, and she just
What?
got her art, and
Major shout
before
out.
I stuffed it in an envelope, she was like, "Can you sneak a bunny in there for me somewhere?" And so her beloved puppy cat is now the captain of the paddle boat on the river.
That's awesome. Wow, major
Yes.
shout out to Ella. That's
Yes,
fantastic.
she's amazing. I love her.
Man.
She's such a big cheerleader of all of us here.
Yes, shout out to all those who contributed as well. And hello everyone. Good to see you, Lorenzo. Good to see you here. Thanks for joining. I'm wondering, Lindsay, have you ever done a sort of continuous pen on paper without lifting that pen as an exercise? I remember I had a
Oh,
friend who had an assignment to do that. I think he was in, I don't know what type of art program in Washington State in Seattle, but
I know
he
what you're
had to,
talking about.
yeah, he could
Um,
not, once he set his pen down, he could not lift it up again for the entirety of the sketch, which I thought was just got to be so challenging.
it
Can't
would
imagine
be
how you
so
do that.
challenging to do. I think I have done that as just kind of like a warm-up exercise. It's just kind of
Mm-hmm.
a get your brain, your motor running with the
Right.
creativity juice and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a really fun exercise, and that kind of in the same vein as like the speed drawings where you're
Right.
limited to
Yes.
only doing like, 1 minute
Pushes
sketch,
you.
2 minute, 3 minute, whatever. Michelle and on her sketch parties, we used to do several of times we've done those, and they're just so fun because everybody is like outside of their the inhibitions and the limitations. Your brain is just in such a hurry to get
Yeah.
lines on the paper that
Of
you really aren't
course.
overthinking it, and so it's a little bit
Right.
freeing in a way. So
I'd imagine.
yeah, having that pen on the paper and not being able to lift it up, I think working quickly would be probably the best way to approach
Yeah,
that.
or else it's just gonna soak through. Yeah, of course.
Exactly. Well, soak through, but also your brain starts being like how and the
Thinking
doubt in the
too
in
much.
the in the naysaying voice starts creeping in.
So cool. Yes, hope Raven and CS can connect. CS is a established as expert when it comes to OBS virtual cam stuff for sure. As is Badges, Joseph, all so many folks
Yeah.
here.
I mean, I know OBS has a deep well of features that I have not yet explored, but the basic concept of OBS I've definitely mastered over time. So if anybody needs help, you're welcome to reach out to me. I know Joe and I actually did a tutorial over that a while back. We probably could
Yeah, I remember it
do it
was
another
amazing.
one.
Yep,
Yeah.
go
And
check that
so
out.
if anybody ever needs help, just let me know.
Joseph says it's truly been such a pleasure watching you grow as a creative and you get better with each piece. Who inspires you artistically? Amazing question.
uh, Joe, you inspire me. Uh,
Aww.
and really, all the artists that I surround myself with inspire me in one way or another. Either um patience and attention to detail, different techniques, different mediums, and learning how to approach different challenges. It's each of you guys inspire me in so many different ways. The to keep going, to keep growing, to keep learning. There is no end to an art journey. It's having the pursuit of knowledge and not giving up on that is I think the biggest lesson that you can take away from any artist that you watch. Even Bobby Becker, I don't get to see her or be live with her very often just because of our time zone strange is
Right?
a little different, but, I watch her replays and
She's
she is
so
phenomenally
talented.
amazing.
I know.
So, I mean, there's so much motivation in each style of art that, you can see here on the platform that there's an abundance of inspiration. It's a cornucopia, if you will, of creativity.
Totally. Absolutely. Well, we have just about another minute or so. Does
Sure.
anyone have a final question for Lindsay before we wrap here? By rap, I mean WRAP. We are not going to burst into freestyle, although that would
I
be a fun way
mean,
to end at some point.
boy, that would be awkward. I'm not really a an on the fly poet,
Yeah, we'll skip
and I
that.
know it.
We'll push that. Yeah, so amazing how close the art community is here. Exactly. How many pieces have you created? That's a great final question.
In life or just this year?
Yeah, good
Um,
question.
how did you manage life and time with your artwork? I squeeze it in when I can. I really do. I usually, toss a notebook in a bag of art supplies in my purse, and I'll take it with me wherever we go. Because usually I catch myself being stuck in the car for multiple,
Mm,
like,
yeah,
half-hour increments because of different
right.
activities, and I really just squeeze it in whenever I can. To answer
That's
how
so
much
great.
art have I created in my life? Well, I've done a lot of monthly challenges, and every month has about 30 days in it, roughly. And so I would say well over 100, probably two. Just
Wow.
thinking off the top of my head. And that's just the pen and paper. I'm not even counting the digital stuff because that's about 7 years worth of artwork that I've produced. And I'm
Wow.
not
Keep
even going
track of
to
that.
put a number on that. So I would say in the
Mm,
thousands would probably be a safe number. Um, so yeah. Just
that's
keep on
awesome.
creating as often as you can, as often as your life will allow. Just keep creating stuff. Try to keep
Excellent.
pushing the boundaries and here I'll switch over.
Totally. Yes.
There we go.
So this piece that you're working on now here for the knot themed or
Mhm.
naughty themed, yes, no pun intended, as Joseph said, you'll wrap up later at some point. I'm sure
Yeah,
folks
I will
can
probably come
head to
back
that.
live on my channel later this evening, and I'll have a few other
Nice.
friends join in, and we'll be working away on finishing up our pieces for the day because there's several people here doing the same challenge at the same time. So we like to do it together if we can.
Awesome. That's so great. Well, thanks everyone for tuning in. Lindsay, thank you so much for joining me here today. This was awesome. Really appreciate your
Yes.
time.
Thank you for having me. It was a joy and a pleasure and an
As
honor to
always,
be a part of the Creators Corner. Thank you so
right
much.
back at you. Yeah, no, thank you again. And yes, do tune in for Tutorial Tuesday tomorrow for Pablo. And yes, Pablo, could you remind folks what the theme of the week is? He is here in the comments. The Haps team. Here we
It's
go. We got
sunsets, isn't it? Hashtag
it
hashtag happy
is. It is,
sunsets.
yes. Thank you. So Badges is on it. Sunsets. Sunsets. Indeed. Well, thanks again, and we will see everyone soon here on Haps.
Bye,
Take care,
everybody.
Lindsay. Bye
Thanks.
bye.